Welcome to 420 with the original Danster. Today we're going to talk about how much of a tailspin Joe Biden's campaign is in. Joe Biden, despite the media propping him up, making excuses, lip-splaining for him, and by lip-splaining I mean, it's sort of like what the liberals call mansplaining, but in reality it's liberals trying to, fit everything, taking actual facts and fitting it into their own preconceived narrative. Doesn't matter how much they try to lip-splain, all the corruption he had. His son, his crackhead son, who, by the way, never gets made fun of on by late night comedians. I mean, let's be honest. If this was Donald Trump's son, every single late night comedian, from Stephen Colbert to that Jada Mel Cuck, Seth Meyer, to even Jimmy Fallon, would be making jokes about his son being a crackhead. Hunter Biden is a fucking crackhead, for Christ's sake. But no, you don't hear any at all jokes about it. Remember the mayor of Toronto back in like 2013? I think his name was Rob Ford. People, he wasn't like hated or liked. He was the Canadian mayor. People in America didn't even care about him. But people would, like, all over, comedians would make fun of this guy being a crackhead because, let's be honest, crackheads are funny. Joe Biden's son is a literal fucking crackhead. He was screwing his dead brother's wife, maybe before his brother died, you don't know. He was smoking crack on Skid Row, and somehow this guy gets a deal on Ukraine's top oil and gas firms. Now, gee, I wonder how he got that deal. It surely wasn't because his dad was vice president. Oh no, nothing to see here. He also was able to secure a loan from a Chinese central bank, a multi-billion-dollar loan guarantee or funding from a Chinese central bank after he rode on Air Force Two with his father while he was vice president. Of course, there's nothing to see here. The left-wing media, establishment media, has got their lips so far on Joe Biden's cock it's not even funny. So they basically lip-splain this away, saying, oh, well, there's no evidence of any wrongdoing, or there's no evidence of anything wrong with it, anything wrong with the Bidens. Yeah, okay, Joe Biden could be literally passed out drunk in the middle of Times Square with his dick caught inside of a dead hooker and an 8-ball of coke on him, and the mainstream media would be like, well, there's no evidence he did any of the coke, or there's no evidence he killed the hooker. That's how much the media covered for him. And despite all that, he lost big time. Big time. No one everyone sees through the corruption. Even Democrats see how big of a corrupt piece of shit the Bidens are. Joe Biden gets all defensive. He was literally insulting voters in New Hampshire, Iowa. He called one girl a lying dog-faced pony sorter. My God, if Trump did that, he'd be like the most sexist man that ever lived. He said to one voter that he wonders, he knows why his wife left him. So he basically insulted voters in Iowa and New Hampshire. And look how that turned out for him. 4th and 5th place, and rightfully so. The media tried so hard, the establishment left-wing media, the cucks over at CNN, the unfunny late-night comedians like Stephen Colbert, tried so hard to lip-splay their way out of it. Well, there's no evidence the Biden did anything wrong. When he called that one girl a lying dog-faced pony sorter, they even went so far as putting the headline, Joe Biden kids with a voter. Just so you wouldn't get the wrong impression that he, may have insulted her, which he actually did. I'm glad Joe Biden's out of a race. He's not out of the race yet, but I'm glad he's going. His campaign's on his tailspin, and it's the beginning of the end because there's no way because he came in 4th in Iowa, came in 5th in New Hampshire. Bernie's on an upward trajectory, and there is nothing. All Biden's just banking on the Super Tuesday states, Nevada and South Carolina. Guess what? News gets back. The Bernie wins in Iowa. Let's be honest, he really did win in Iowa. That's a whole other video. And New Hampshire, guess what? Bernie Sanders is a front runner. Quid Pro Joe, he can't even get a top 3 finish, is going down. And rightfully so. I say, fuck you, Joe Biden. Go back to the nursing home, get your diaper changed, because we all know you're full of shit.